The host and guest on this program are solely their own and do not represent the views or opinions of Blind United. We strive to provide diverse perspectives and discussions on our platform, but the opinions expressed should be understood as personal viewpoints and not reflective of Blind United as an organization.
Let's get ready to rumble! Y'all ready for this?
Well, good morning, everyone. It is TGIF, and surprise, I'm here. Welcome to the Friday edition of Coffee Time with Blind United. Again, surprise, I'm here. My schedule got moved around a little bit, so I was able to join you guys this morning. We got Pedro, and then George is also decided to grace us with his presence this morning. So good morning, fellas.
Buenos dias. You forgot my name. That's all right. Cool. How's everyone doing today? It's Friday, man. It's Friday. Good morning, Vietnam.
Okay, so since you don't like George, what do you want to be? DJ Donut?
Pepito.
Pepito. Good morning, guys. Good morning. That's our attitude for today. It's Friday. The weekend's coming. Whoop, whoop. So I guess we're all in a good mood since TGIF. So good morning, fellas.
Good morning to everybody. So anyway, let me get this interest group stuff out the way. We got one interest group, the last interest group for the month of May. Tonight is movie night, and we will be showing Jumping the Broom. I know the main star in is Angela Bassett. So anyway, come check us out at 6 p.m. for that.
What's the movie called again? I'm sorry, sir.
Jumping the Broom.
Jumping the Broom. Okay.
Yeah. It's a black thing, George. You might not recognize, but it's all good.
Well, if it said jumping the taco, I could get that.
Hey, get your mind out the gutter, George.
So, but anyway, that'll be at 6 o'clock tonight. Like I said, grab your snacks, grab your drink, whatever all that may be. Come hang out with us and enjoy a movie. So anyway, it seems like we're full of it this morning, and then we're going to be full of giggles as we move through the night.
Are you saying we're full of what are you saying that me and Pedro are full of what? What's up with that?
I didn't say you and Pedro or anything.
Wait a minute, Pedro. How are you doing today, Mr. Pedro?
I'm doing all right, George.
I got to ask you a real quick question about this AI stuff. Before we go to continue on. The AI, Pedro, because you're more familiar, can you put a video into AI and have it described to you or no? Not yet. Let's say I get a video. Let's say
yes and no, because you have to go find the AI tool, and there is tools that scan your video and then chop it up because they're trying to make you shorts. But a tool that could describe it, I gotta see. There's a new engine out that I want to dump all kinds of stuff. When it comes to video editing, sometimes they crash and they were like cannot complete process. But hey, that information I sent you earlier, the prior conversation we had, and the overall, because I send you kind of more tailored to California in a way, but the previous thread and that I was going through with that, it was able to pull information from all over the place. I could have probably customized it to you to over there where you're at.
But the reason why I say that, because just for those who are watching or hearing or listening, sometimes when you put stuff on Facebook, just be cautious or be aware that people that like myself and Pedro and the others, we can't see it. So you say, "Look what's happening," and you put the video, and now you can hear somebody in the background saying, "Get down, yelling." We're like, "What's going on?" Right? That's what happened yesterday. Somebody put a video that something was happening here in El Paso, I guess involving the police, but I couldn't tell what was happening. Right? So, just it's kind of frustrating.
Yes, it is. And the way sometimes I do it, I take a snapshot and I dump it into Be My AI.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Yeah, and I take multiple sometimes to get a good one. Because sometimes, like with my content, when it's a quiet scene and I'm just viewing it with the camera, sometimes I like to put a description right there. So I'll put audio descriptive in the videos on YouTube sometimes,
Okay. Anyway, sorry, I got distracted there, folks, but just want to.
No, carry on. You're doing fine. Do what you do.
Yeah, but there's a lot of AI work coming out. I know that Apple just signed a deal with OpenAI. If y'all want to jump into that article, we could jump into it right now.
Mr. Davis?
He's over there pushing the buttons.
Oh, you're pushing the buttons, Pedro. Why are you asking? You're the
Apple
boss man
and
today.
OpenAI have signed a deal to partner on AI. The deal has parallels to Apple's infamous search deal with Google. Apple and OpenAI have successfully made a deal to include OpenAI's generative AI technology in Apple software, according to the information, which cites a source who has spoken to OpenAI CEO Sam Altman about the deal. It was previously reported by Bloomberg that the deal was in the works. The news appeared in a longer article about Altman and his growing influence within the company. Now, Altman has fulfilled a long-time goal by striking a deal with Apple to use OpenAI's conversational artificial intelligence in its products, which could be worth billions of dollars to the startup if it goes well, according to the information source. The OpenAI/Apple deal has not been without its opponents. The report claims that Apple's head of machine learning, John Giannandrea, has been opposed to large language model-driven chatbots or anything resembling them appearing in Apple's software or products. Further, Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella is said to be concerned about what the Apple deal means for OpenAI's existing relationship with Microsoft. Microsoft has committed $13 billion to OpenAI in exchange for a cut of its profits and the use of its technology in the former's enterprise and consumer products. Some time ago, Giannandrea reportedly told Apple employees the last thing people needed was another AI chatbot when one of them asked him if Apple has plans to create something like this. While the information paints that as a blanket dismissal of AI in Apple's products, there are other ways Apple could leverage large language models within its products besides creating a new chatbot, and we don't know if Giannandrea is opposed to those. For example, Apple has been using OpenAI's API to create proofs of concept, like a version of Siri that is able to respond to questions outside its usual scope. However, the report says that if Apple does that, it will make it clear when it's referring to a third party like OpenAI, kind of like how the user is notified when a query results in a Google search. There have been prior reports that Apple is also in talks with Google for a similar deal. It's possible Apple could offer users a choice of AI chatbot provider, just like it does with search engines or default browsers. The Apple deal is one of the many wins the report says helped solidify the position of Altman within OpenAI, even after he faced an attempted ouster a while back. Another is a change to OpenAI's structure as a corporation. OpenAI has an unusual structure, with a for-profit corporation beholden to a non-profit organization. The information claims that Altman and his allies are seeking to convert it into either a traditional for-profit corporation or a benefit corporation known as a B Corp. B Corp allow corporations to have additional goals beyond shareholder interest, protecting them from certain kinds of shareholder lawsuits if they act for reasons beyond profits. There is a certification process for B Corp by an independent organization, though it has been criticized in the past. A B Corp could be a middle ground between OpenAI's current structure and that of a full for-profit. Now back to the coffee time crew.
Well, I mean, yeah, we've been talking about that for at least a month now. Like you said, it's been rumored, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know for especially for those folks who really lean on Siri, a new, a smarter, more a Siri with more abilities is really gonna make them happy.
Yes, yes. And this with AI, depending on how they're gonna utilize it with different platforms. Right now we're running into that bug when we say that, hey, S lady, send a message, and then it's listening. You tell it what's the message, and then it comes back with it repeats the message, but it hears any sound, it will freeze. It will stop. It will listen, and you don't even get your whole result of your message or your query that you searched online. It starts doing another search. So it is so sensitive to all kinds of different noises. From what I'm hearing with other rumors, this could be fixed with an AI listening. It could dictate when it was a noise or a vocal, and
Hey Joe,
this could improve Siri for that little bug we're experiencing. Yeah, George.
do you think, because I know previously and it didn't do that thing with a 17.0 going
Mm-hmm.
forward. Is
Mm-hmm.
that because I noticed like this morning, I asked for a place and I said, hey, I almost said the word. Hey, Charlie, I'll say Charlie. Hey, Charlie, is there a Walgreens near me? And it said yes, but since I had my window open there, I guess I heard the birds and it stopped. I'm like, oh, that's so frustrating when it does that, you know?
Yes, yes, and you're correct. It started 17. Yes, and I feel like doing a community letter and an email so we could just copy and paste and just send it out to Apple. Cause oh
Let me.
my,
I'll do it. I'll help you, man. Hell yeah. One thing I'm going to ask you, Pedro, do you think this morning when let's say I take a picture of a receipt or a poster or whatever, right, to be my eyes, and or even the iPhone, and it comes up and it reads the results, whatever it is, and there's a phone number or a website. Do you think you'll get to the point where I can say, "Hey, Charlie, call that number or call the number on the flyer," and they'll do it without us, having to touch the screen?
yes, 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 because they already kind of laid out the grounds for that. That live text detection that your camera does already. When you point at a at a at a at a a sign, it will read it. But also, if it detects like a link, it will say link, and you could tap it.
Yeah, yeah. But
So,
I'm saying if you could just ask
so
it
let's
to do
say
it for
you
you.
take a picture, right? You take
Yeah.
a picture, and you have it in your camera roll. And if Siri starts utilizing this AIs, what are the queries you could ask it, like to search for? You could say, in my last image, I had a picture of a document. There is a link there. Can you display the link so I can copy it? Or you may just be able to say, on my last picture, there was a document. Can you give me a list of these links and copy it into the clipboard?
Oh, cool. That'd be
Let's
cool.
say it
Yeah,
will
yeah.
go back, yeah, and look through that file. And Microsoft is doing something similar right now with their One Note and their Drive platform. They're putting Copilot in there. So now Copilot is starting to have access to your files. So if you want to ask some questions of something, let's say for an organization that you have all these team files that are for the whole team, and you could go get queries and search for what you need and the information and pull it up.
Now, is so in that sense, Copilot would be Windows equivalent to AI?
Yes, Copilot is the AI for Windows, and that's why the new chips are coming out, the neural chips, the N something P. I forgot the abbreviation for them. But Apple had this chip already on their phones for a few years, and now Windows is putting it on their laptop. Well, manufacturers are putting it in their laptop because Windows is going to be having APIs and different AI applications that will be able to use its AI, like how uh, iPhone is trying to implement it within their phone. That's what Microsoft is doing for Windows.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so that's why they are doing up these updates and stuff like that. You know, and they actually are gonna come out with a Snapdragon chip Pro that is actually gonna be almost rivaling the M3 chip of Apple. So Windows, well, manufacturers that are for PCs are trying to step up the game. That's what they're trying to do.
When you say Snapdragon, Pedro, and I don't know if you heard this, Mr. Davis, before, but Snapdragon I've heard associated with Google, right? Or not was Android, or am I wrong?
No, Snapdragon, it makes processors and stuff like that.
Oh, that's what it is. All right, get
Yeah,
it.
so
I got it.
so it's like a rival to Intel in a way.
Hmm.
Yeah, so right now, the Snapdragons processors and all that are rumored to be coming out with something that could rival M3 chips, but surpass Intel chips.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
so and
Well,
and
I
it's
know,
rumored this year.
I know. I think I mentioned to both of you guys before that in my conversations with Greg with DOR, his concern right now is providing equipment for his clients, but at the same time, DOR has already put it out. Look, we got to get these folks ready for AI. So, number one, make sure that all equipment is going to be able to function with AI. It has the necessary chips and processors and whatever, right? Number two, uh, they're trying to find vendors to teach AI because
Yeah,
they don't, like what you do down there, George. That's same thing. They don't have anybody right now that's teaching AI.
Yeah, I believe it. And it's real quick on that, Mr. Davis. Here in Texas, called TWC VR, which is Voc Rehab. And just a sidebar, we had a discussion about this yesterday. So I had an individual call me yesterday, and they're like, you know what, George, I need help with my jaws because they're looking for a job. I go, okay, cool. It was TWC got me a computer. I'm like, okay, great. But they didn't provide them the training. So to me, I think JAWS training, even the AI training is essential because I think AI can help in regards to when it comes to, and I could be wrong, like looking for a job, right, Pedro? Like for example, I'm looking for XXX, and maybe the AI could bring up results, or would that be just a Google search?
um, well, depending on which AI you utilize, if it has access to online, it can draw back from that uh, that that information and can give you a detailed list. Um, but but there is something called ghostwriting that happens within AI that I have experienced too. So sometimes when you get all this information, it's good to double check and make sure. I like to ask the AI to provide references where you're getting all this information, provide those links because there is a phenomenon that does happen, and sometimes it makes up things that I had experienced once or twice. Um, Also, I don't know if the DOR what requirements they have for a vendor to teach AI. I know I taught myself a lot of AI, for myself that I know would be beneficial for the blind community, but sometimes, I'm spread thin. So, hey, if I'm able to get a job with them and they could hire me and I'm able to put all this together, I'm willing to do that. And because I haven't come across any type of certificate for AI and accessibility.
That's
Right,
true.
right,
You're
and
right.
and that's why I was, since we've all had this conversation, I want to get with Greg and actually find out, okay, what are the requirements that DOR wants from someone to become a vendor for AI? I mean, again, like you said, there's no certificate stuff. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah,
I have my
there's courses
experience.
out there you can take. I mean, we've got a list of the different courses from that one guy that we could take, but at the same time, is that good enough? Is that gonna move us
Yeah, some
into that realm? Plus, because this is something that you guys are needing at this point, do we have to wait the customary year to 2 years to become a vendor?
yeah, That's what I would like to be in a meeting with Greg because of the roles that I'm trying to move into. But yeah, you probably laid out a plan, AI for disability and accessibility. Um, I know it could come in handy with where it's heading. It could be essential. It might not just be, oh, let me use this tool. It might be essential. And which way you may ask, and the way I'm gonna explain is that, let's say the connection with Be My AI has got better with their new feature that they are going to be bringing out. You could get live AI descriptions, meaning right when something's happening, you could be asking a question, and it could be a open communication, meaning you may be only to speak to it while you're doing your actions, and it could tell you what's happening live in your scene where you're at. If this comes to fruition, well, getting the results you want, how to prompt the AI, how to get multiple prompts into one question so it could a dictate on what it's gonna tell you. For example, you could be like, I'm at a curb waiting. I'm trying to hail a cab. The cabs in this town look like this. Also, keep in mind I'm blind, so any obstacles that are stopping me from getting a few view of the scene, let me know. And all those multiple questions could be thrown into that AI. It could come back with a quick query and let you know what you need to do and the processes, and it could be helpful. You could go even, and I know we could do this already, and I do this a lot. I take pictures of the menu or the signs, and just one picture, and I could tell it, look, what kind of burgers they got. Oh, they got this burger. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, do they have tacos? No, I didn't saw no tacos there, but I saw this sort of fajitas, and the conversation you can have back and forth like it's almost a human, makes it easier for any folks that are in any level of tech technology training. You could be a beginner, you could be an expert. We all know how to conversate. So it's
Well,
getting it's
again,
getting better.
it's about teaching how to do that prompt. You know what I'm saying? I mean, again, I know when we sit here and talk about it, it sounds very, very simple, and it actually really is. But just understanding what prompt to use when.
Yes, yes, of the that is one of the main things that you're gonna have to know how to do. One of them. Another one is I could see for multiple different ways that one model is not just enough for us. So they're gonna be training with how to use Be My AI, how to register for that, how to use Envision. Envision scene description is one of their features. They have another feature that describes also using Scene AI, and there is a couple of more tools that are that you pay for. Just not that much, but they're AI driven too. There's one made by a blind person. I forgot. I'm blanking on the name, but it's made by a blind person for the blind. But see, all these tools will come in handy in different situations. So sometimes you do need to sit down with somebody that is not tech savvy. Once they have that down, the conversational part could come fluently, you know. But that getting into that app, downloading that app, setting up an account, maybe all that may be needed and may be needed in training and in a class that the DOR might need to get a third party vendor to do. And
Right.
they haven't set the guidelines. Well, to my knowledge, I haven't heard any guidelines on what their certification or expectancies of teaching AI.
Right. 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 And I mean, again, like you said, I mean, right now is I mean, somebody's coming out with a new AI bot. It seems like at least once a week somebody's got one. I mean, the one that well, I'll just go here. I was looking through the Apple Vis newsletter this morning. There's several of them in there. I mean, there's one for doing your resume. There's all different kind of different stuff in there. That new one, was it Pixie Talk or whatever it is? Uh, that's the one is basically like a Be My AI for photos, but you don't have to have the whole, you know. I mean, again, it's just more and more. There's more and more AI platforms, and again, like you say, they're going to end up breaking it down where we're going to have to use this platform for this, that platform for that. Hopefully, you know, the simple way would do it. Okay, let's get one that can do it all, right?
Yeah, yes, that will be nice. That will be nice from all these companies, but you know how it is. But where Apple is positioned right now and the way that they're looking on which AIs to use, they have an advantage, in my opinion. They have an advantage, meaning they could create an API that runs in the background that they could, for example, they signed a deal with ChatGPT, right? ChatGPT, OpenAI gives them an exclusive model just for them, right? And is utilizing it. Apple creates this API that these other applications are able to talk to, you know, and the API can use those applications to draw back information too. So let's say once you have them talking back and forth, these AI models, you'll be able to give more information and probably even combine them that we might not even know that they're separate, but they're more combined because it comes through one source, like the S lady, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
But
the other day,
mhm.
Pedro, the other day they asked Donald Trump what he thought of AI, but he was confused because he thought AI meant another indictment.
I know, man. You tell them what is a large language model? Both of the leaders do not know, and it's kind of a shame. And some of our top leaders in our government offices do not know.
Well, even though Biden just did that great big thing in what is it, Massachusetts up there, where Microsoft is getting ready to open up their AI headquarters,
Hmm.
that I know it was a project that Trump supposedly, oh, I'm gonna build the eighth wonder of the world, and boom, 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 and it never really happened. And then the land is still available, and now Microsoft has stepped in and bought the land, and they're they're moving in. They're going to go ahead and build an AI, uh, you know,
Facility.
facility there.
Hmm. Hmm.
So where they're not only developing, more advanced AI, but as well as teaching AI. So,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah, and one of the things I heard in the article also, that the thing that they want OpenAI to do, to be a little less than less pirating in a way, meaning that they're only for profit. They actually they want to move a different direction, and I think they were hinting that they haven't moved in that direction because they're scared of board members bringing lawsuits. And that's kind of a little crazy if you think about it. You know what I mean?
You ever seen that
That's
movie, Demolition Man with Wesley
yeah,
Snipes?
one of
yeah,
my
Isn't that?
favorites.
I mean, that was what back in the '90s, was it?
Hmm.
But if you fast forward to today, a lot of those things in that movie are in a way coming true. You know what I'm saying? Like, remember you said a curse word, a little paper will pop out, but all the stuff we see in the past, even that War Games movie, was it War Games? That's the one
yeah,
the name of the. I
yeah.
mean, a lot of stuff could happen today, and
Well, that was all with Matthew Broadway.
there you go. But what I'm
Well,
saying is the AI folks, you use in the right way, can really benefit people that are visually impaired and blind because it opens up a whole different world. Like how Pedro was saying about the live um, narration or live description. That would, for me, that would be freaking awesome. And I wonder how that, just me being a sports fan, I wonder how that would play into me going into a football game and pointing the camera. How how descriptive would it be regarding
yeah.
that? So just stuff like that.
George, when you go to a football game, tell them to give you the accessible headset, and it will
Mm,
give you the play-by-play.
I don't know about here in El Paso, but yeah, I'll try that.
Yeah, they should have it. Hit the Cowboy Stadium. No, but yeah, this is what I heard from a security guard. I was like, whoa, I was blown away. But that's one of my resolutions that I want. I want descriptive audio for descriptive sports. You
That would
know,
be cool. Heck yeah.
yeah, because the announcers, yeah, the radio ones do a good job, but the ones on TV, they're always, yeah, I like their commentary, but sometimes when there's scenes happening, they don't consider it as they'll be like,
Yeah, yeah.
and then I like, what is that? A pass? Somebody got fumbled. What is that? Oh, what is
Or when
that?
they go, whoa, did you see that play ran to the? I'm like, whoa, back up, and live description not only for sports, Mr. Pedro, I think for strip clubs too.
Hey, even for plays, guys, for plays, some of these plays do have descriptive, but man, there will be a lot more possibilities for us with action sports and stuff like that, you
Basketball, yeah.
know. And I know that
You
it
skipped
would
over
be
the strip
nice.
club team. That's all right. I don't Monica there. I'm cool. I'm good. Anyways, but seriously,
When it comes to a strip club, I think people want to be hands-on instead of getting a
everybody, that's
well,
nice.
speaking of Monica, she did say hello in the chat box.
Good
But you know
morning,
what? But
Monica.
seriously, folks, we're talking around, but just having the option or the capacity. Now, am I lying here, Pedro, when I say now that's dependent on the phone, on the device too, right? For example, a Windows, let's say iPhone 11 doesn't have the same what's the word I'm saying, processor as a iPhone 15,
Yes, and
like
it might
lidar
be
and whatnot.
yes, it might be slowed down. Um, yeah, with the LiDAR too, you might get less information. The phone might get less information. That's if the AI is using that LiDAR sensor to get an accurate model reading of a 3D environment. And that would be nice if that's a feature that be my eyes would um really try to incorporate that with a picture. So imagine this. Right now we get a picture, we take a picture, it would say table to the left, fridge to the right, in front of you there's a sink. But let's say you take a picture, but it actually took a LiDAR picture also. It could tell you down to the inch where that table is at or that item that might be in the counter and direct you that way.
Because just another question, and I know the answer, but I'm asking the question so those who don't know. Like Mr. Davis had said the other day, having AI from getting the results from, let's say, what's the word I'm looking for? From a server as to getting the information within the device, there is a lack of response, right?
Yes, there is a lack of response. It's all network things too. Depends on your network, how fast is the speed. I know when you're dealing with a mobile network, speeds fluctuate depending on the area you're at. I've been running speeds on these 5G networks now, a couple of them, and hey, they're pulling more than 100 megabits a second. You know, so they're up there. Um, the thing that I know Apple is working on is having a compressed AI model within their phone. So everything happens on the phone. And with that, everything happens quicker and more privacy on that end also. While other manufacturers of phones are using their AI, but their AI has to hit their server with the information the server sends back. So that's data that company has on you now. So we got to
Oh.
be aware of our privacy also with these AI models because each company has their terms and condition and privacy policies, and their privacy policies might be different in each company. I do value my privacy. I get a lot of spam calls. My number's been thrown out there. And if once I figure what company is it from, no matter what subscription I'm having, and they leak my information and sold it, I am going to cancel that subscription.
But to that point, real quick, it's so funny you mentioned that, Pedro, because this morning, okay, and I think me and Mr. Davis had talked about this before. So there's a fundraiser. It's a company. It's called Jubilee or Jubi or something like that. It was sent to me by email by the gentleman that helped me. We do the Apostle Vibe, Mike. So he sent me that email about Jubilee and sign up. That's an email, folks. But guess what? This morning on my Facebook news feed, or not news feed, but my Facebook feed, it was on there. Jubilee. I'm like, what the heck? Because I've said this before. Your phone's listening to you. So I'm not sure. How when I say that, how AI is going to play into. When you said privacy, is it going to
Yes.
go into your pictures and say cochino, or is it how do we know what
It's
the limits
already
on
looking
AI?
at your pictures.
Oh Lord have mercy.
Facebook does it. iPhone does it for SAs for you know what I'm saying by SAs, right?
Yeah, those
Pictures
waffles.
that
Hey, what's up? I say that one.
yeah, well the pictures that might
Oh,
contain sexual matters that are
oh,
not
oh.
appropriate.
Yeah, all that porn you got on your phone, George. That's what he's
Yes, but
talking
they're
about.
looking for minors and stuff like that. So you
Oh, I
can
see
have
what you're
those
saying.
pictures, but remember they will be scanned and they're looking for things like that.
On
That's what
the
Apple has
side note,
active.
real
Hmm.
quick, real side note, Mister Davis, just a side note, folks. So, and I'm just like to bring variety to the show. Yesterday, when they were doing that indictment, whatever happened, they kept saying adult porn star. I think about that adult porn. Well, what other porn stars are there,
I
right?
know.
But anyways, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Hey, you have a point right there because they could put another word in front of that.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
And in the underworld, in the dark web, and all that kind of stuff, they got children porn, child porn.
oh, I guess
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what it
but we're
is.
not trying to make the algorithm
Oh, we're
nobody
gonna
listen to
snap
us.
there, Davis. We're gonna get hit
I
there.
mean, but
But
whatever. I mean, we're keeping it 100. It's again, it's out there. People need to be aware. I mean, bottom
Yeah,
line, it's yeah, okay.
you know
It's
what?
gonna be
Hold on, Mr. Davis. I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm gonna say something, folks. You adults that have kids, listen to what I'm saying. Keep an eye on your kids' phone. Let me tell you why. A good friend of ours, her child. I'm gonna say here is he or she. Their child has a phone. They got them a phone for for safety reasons, go to school, whatnot. But she has it to the way where she could see what the content. Check this out,
yeah.
folks. The little child got an email from an individual asking the questions, took a picture of this, and she was taking a picture of her little teddy bear because she didn't know better. The mom saw that. She said, whoa, 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 whoa. Why in the hell are you
mm,
asking my little kid to take pictures? And this is from. So, what I'm saying is, folks, we're joking around, but seriously, look at your kids' content because those
yes.
guys, those perverts are out there.
Turn those
And
parental controls on and set them guidelines
Well,
and boundaries.
yes, sir.
if you have children, a quick tip that I'm gonna give you that I utilize, um, in Apple, you could create children accounts,
Yes.
and they won't get no type of promotional emails, no nothing. And I've done it with my two children, and it's been years already, and they don't get no type of emails or none of that stuff. Um, and certain games, we go in, turn off the chat features, and then some games do allow for turn off adult chat features because this is a child count, and it will let them conversate with children only. Um, but I don't like them to get a Google account or any other account and do not specify that it's a child. I love to specify, and I like the feature that Apple has that you're able to bring your child and give them a Apple ID. And that same Apple ID, you could FaceTime them, you could FaceTime audio them without a number, you could even email them right quick or iMessage. But they're restricted in some points with the email feature. And that's yeah, I worry about that as a parent, as a blind parent. That's why my children have iPhones or an iPad. I know they're expensive, but I pay a little extra because I know I'm comfortable with that platform. That's the platform I prefer. That's the platform I'm in. So I spend a little extra money to make sure my kids are secured with that. And good thing about my kids, I put a little bit parental controls and they know what not to look and what not to do because we do monitor. Sometimes tell them, let's see your iPad, let's see your conversation on your games, because sometimes I have come across that one of my children got a message from a 35-year-old person, and what are this person doing in a kid's game?
True.
So be aware, hover, but keep a little distance. Give them their little privacy, to teach them that privacy is important. Digital privacy and physical privacy. Just remember, make them think their iPad or device is like their home. Sometimes we do get carried away with these A-ladies or Google, hey, devices just being there, the home pod just sitting there, and these devices do not have AI. They're just listening for a word.
I don't know how true this is, Pedro or Mr. Davis. I mean, I didn't know witnesses, but apparently this gentleman was telling me, because I asked him, "You have that A device?" He goes, "No, I unplugged it. I'm away." Supposedly, he said he was telling his wife a joke, and Alexa, I said the word, she started laughing. So I'm not sure if that's true or not, but that's what he told me. So.
Well, I heard stories of domestic violence going on, and Alexa calling the authorities. I heard
really?
that before, but I don't know. I haven't seen it in the news, but I have heard it, and I read it a little around. But as people just comment in different things, the thing I do know, when you break down the internals of these what they call them, smart devices or whatever you want to call them, they don't have the chips and the processors to actually do everything on board. So they're just listening for a wait word and have a connection straight to a server. So once they hear that wait word, they hear that wait word, they might skip back, let's say 20 seconds to get an overall picture of the query, or they might start right there and then continue on, and then you think they stop listening, but they listen a little more just in case you want to get a little more feedback, depending on how it is. We don't know how it is and how much they captured of these clips that go to these servers. And remember, you could be talking and getting a quick recipe, but whatever's happening in your background and around you just got processed through an AI, and they're able to break it down. Now with the AI splitting for like music stuff, that you could split every instrument, you could probably split every single sound and concentrate on that sound, just like my background right now with that fire truck. They could probably split that sound and split my voice and have two different audio files and analyze those and get better results on what's going on.
Wow.
So.
Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot to take in, because now we have one in our bedroom, we have one in the office.
Yeah, I have certain rules. I don't like to keep one in my room. If anything, I'd rather yell. Well, I keep it in the kitchen or the living room. The room.
Yeah, because think about it. Yeah, you're right, because there's certain areas that you're having conversations, and and Alexa's there listening, like, oh really? Okay, don't. Anyway,
you just gotta remember, Alexa is like the chismosa.
Yeah.
And for those that don't know Spanish, Alexa is like the gossip lady. And let me say this: stop, because she's probably listening and heard all that.
No kidding. No kidding.
Well, since we haven't done it yet, let's catch our breath and run through our little announcement stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If you'd like to know more about Blind United, you can visit our website at blindunited.org. You can email us at info@blindunited.org. You can call us at 909-846-8825. You can follow us on Instagram at Blind United Interest Groups. You can follow us on X at Blind United 22. You can watch our YouTube channel, Blind United. You could join our Facebook group, Blind United Interest Groups, or you can follow our Facebook page, Blind United.
Unleash your creativity and spice up your senses at the Blind United Turn It Up and Paint event. Join us on June 22nd from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. in Fontana, California for an afternoon filled with art, flavor, and fun. For just $30, get your own canvas and paint kit, enjoy delicious carne asada nachos, other tasty appetizers, and receive a coupon for one of 3 Turn It Up items to use at the event. Don't miss out on this unique experience brought to you by Blind United, under the leadership of our CEO, Ed Davis. It's not just an event, it's a celebration of creativity and community. Secure your spot now. Call us at 1-909-846-8825 or email info@blindunited.org. We can't wait to see you there and watch your creativity soar. Feeling lucky? Join Blind United for a thrilling day at Viejas Casino and Resort. Slaw Machine. Mark your calendars for Friday, August 9th. We're rolling out from 2 locations, Montclair and Buena Park at 9 a.m. sharp, so don't be late. For just $21, you can enjoy a ride filled with fun, refreshments, and the chance to win big. Remember, space is limited, and the deadline for your payment is July 20th. All bookings are non-refundable after July 20th. Bring your poker face and your ID and get ready for a day of excitement and entertainment. No worries about the drive. We've got you covered. You can just relax there and back. Book your spot now. Contact Cheryl at 909-821-9589, C. Thurston74@gmail.com, or Pedro at 323-631-2122, P. Aguilera at blindunited.org. Let's hit the jackpot together. You can sell your payments to Blind United Incorporated by using the email blindunited2022@gmail.com.
Well, thank you very much. Well, we got all that stuff out of the way.
And Pedro, that car thing scared me. I heard in my ear, I'm like, what the hell is that car? Right, that's pretty good, man. I like the.
What, you thought you was getting ready to get run over or something?
I guess. I'm like, what the hell is that? But no, I mean, I'm kind of jealous out there. You guys out there in California, you got things going on. You have that paint party. You have the casino stuff. Man, tell you what. But good stuff there. Blind United, folks, is now. We haven't really talked about this real quick before we leave. The interest groups, folks. The interest groups is, of course, through Blind United. And there's 20 this next month?
Well, I mean, we have actually on the schedule, I believe it's right at 20. But out of those 20 interest groups, some of them are once a month. Some of them are, bi-weekly, and others are every week.
And they include folks like technology, like with Pedro and me and Mr. Davis. There's sewing. There's travel. There's all this is done through Zoom, folks, and it is so cool. Oh, the support group, that one's huge with Dominic. There's I'm missing a lot of it. Movie night, like tonight with Mr. Davis. But folks, if you want to get hooked into that, it's info@blindunited.org. And the reason I mention this is because now that I'm working a lot with seniors, I see the isolation sometimes they have. And I think something like this, having the option of joining something via Zoom, could help them, could help those individuals. So if you know anyone, folks, that you know in your community that's kind of isolated or doesn't want to get out, tell them about the interest groups. I think that would be a very good social option.
So what's the best part about it as well, George?
It's free. It's free.
It's absolutely free.
Yeah, and it's accessible. Lord, I can't say that word. I almost said
accessible.
I said sex in there, didn't I? Hello.
Accessible.
Worried about me and the algorithm.
But no, it's accessible. What I mean by, folks, there's a Zoom option. Of course, a link if you have a computer, but there's also a call-in option where you send out an email to Mr. Davis to let you know how to do that. And so you could be sitting at home in your sofa or be in the park and still participate in these interest groups. So, I mean, like I said, if you know anyone out there that you think that doesn't want to really leave the home, let them know about interest groups with Blind United. And it's a really good option. It really is, folks.
Yeah, that is true. Even just to come in, even if it's not just to socialize or anything, but just to brush up on, let's say, some JAWS skills. Let's say you have JAWS laying around and you haven't touched the computer. The classes are free. George does a great job. Also, Ed does a great job too with that. With iPhones, I keep it a little in the beginning and intermediate. If For folks that would like to come and learn. Um, we're also in a
Oh,
process of
Spanish.
yeah, we're also in the process of working on a technology class for Spanish folks. So stay tuned with that. We're trying to bring the community together and stand united, and be, hashtag one voice, you know.
Hmm.
And we can also be proud of saying that we are the first one that had an interest group about AI. I
Yeah,
mean,
you're
we've
right.
been we've been doing it now for what 6 months at least, something like that.
Yes.
Yep, you're
You
right.
know,
Hmm.
and we're discussing creating a truly beginners group for AI. To take you from step one. I mean, don't get me wrong, Sean is really good at what he does, but at the same time, he's one of them guys. He's very well educated. He's over enthusiastic about AI, and sometimes he gets a little carried away. So we got to slow it down and break it down a little bit further for some of the newer folks, and so they can grasp it and really understand what it is we're trying to teach them. So,
And also,
uh,
folks, just if you want to get an idea of what we're talking about, you always go to audio.com and search for Blind United. And Mr. Davis has uploaded a lot of those other content regarding the interest groups. So that's a good way too. We haven't done that for YouTube, right, Mr. Davis? Just audio.com?
it's just in
Yeah. Okay,
audio.com.
audio.com. And the cool thing about audio.com too is it's accessible. I keep messing up that word. And it's, the play button is usable with JAWS or VoiceOver. So check it out,
Or,
folks.
or you can download it and put it on your PC so you have it whenever you want it.
Yep. You can also subscribe to it. So I mean, like I said, yeah, we talk about the interest group, but I think sometimes we can tell them subscribe to it. Reach out to Mr. Davis. Uh, I learned a lot from these two gentlemen, from Pedro and Mr. Davis. Even with JAWS, yeah, I might be a advanced user, but you know what? I've learned some things from Pedro and Mr. Davis, so it doesn't hurt. Just drop in, and if anything, talk to other people and ask questions. Like Mr. Davis has on Tuesdays at what's talk time? You have it on, and that's pretty
Uh,
cool.
the, yeah, that's the second Tuesday of every month. We do talk time where we all just get together and just chat. I mean, just
A social
conversation
club.
and just like a little social thing. And again, the beauty of to me, the beauty of Blind United is what? Number one, we are uniting. Number two, I mean, we're learning from each other. I
Hmm.
mean, again, out of us three, I mean, I know they're definitely, have more skills than I do. But like you said, I've learned a trick here and there that, may possibly help them, and so on and so forth. But again, we got other people that come in and they know a little bit more than us sometimes, and they're able to share tips and tricks with us. So, you
Yes.
never know what you're going to get when you come into one of them groups. But
And
Plus,
it's
if you come,
all free, and it's free, free,
and it's
free.
all free, but you
Mhm.
can be guaranteed that if you come into a JAWS training group, you're going to get JAWS. If you're coming into, the more advanced technology stuff with trained, I mean, I keep saying more advanced, but, Pedro is Mac and iPhone. So you're going to get, that stuff. I mean, George is all about the tips and tricks, with
yes.
JAWS. And I mean, like last week, he demoed the new Be My Eye desktop app, So again, this we're trying to stay current with all the technology and all that stuff as well. So anyway, again, our interest groups is where we started at.
And
Interest groups are
Mr. Davis, just to give context, folks, the step that me and Pedro show for that 1 hour, if me and Pedro were doing this on a client basis, we get paid $75 an hour. So that's what I'm saying for free, folks. Just step
but see,
in.
you guys got 75 down there. We're 100 up here.
I know that's another story, but what I'm saying is, a lot of the stuff that Pedro gives out, shoot, I tell you what, with iPhone, that man, he's like way above me, but it helps to step in, just watch, listen, ask questions, because you can also ask questions during the interest groups. But and it's free, and it's also, if you have a question, guess what? Somebody else might have the same question, right, or the same problem. And with me with JAWS and the iPhone, I'm always stepping in just to hear, because I don't know everything, and I don't pretend to, but it helps,
Yeah, yeah. Also, Monica said, "Boo, Cowboys." As he
Right.
said, George, invite her when you go to a strip club because she would like to have audio descriptive too.
Okay.
And the comments on screen, guys.
Yeah. So I mean, but no, we when you come and join in on any of our groups, I mean, we welcome you into our little family, whatever you want to call it. And again, everybody is always pleasant and welcoming and all of that good stuff. I mean, we don't care where you're at, where you're from, who you are, what you like. It doesn't matter. You're blind, you're visually impaired, you're more than welcome. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny you mentioned that, Mr. Davis, because I've been in many, me and Pedro and all of us, we've been in many of those interest groups. And you know what, folks? When you turn it off, that device, or walk away from the computer, it's a cool experience. It's not like, people are just complaining and negative. No, it's really cool experience. You're going to enjoy yourself, and you get off when you want. If you don't, you need to leave or you don't feel good, just get off of Zoom. So that's the cool thing about it. It's real convenient.
Also, we're one of the first groups that bring you a person from the DOR to give you tips and helpful information on dealing with the Department of Rehab and utilizing those services also, so look out.
Right.
For
A lot of
that
people don't
interest group.
realize that, I mean, I'm sorry, Pedro, I didn't mean to cut you off, my brother, but a lot of people don't realize that ultimately DOR is actually all done through the government, okay? It's ultimately paid through the government. There's just like a lot of other programs that the government puts out, they're administered by the states. So therefore they may have, little state guidelines and whatever, but ultimately it's all, regulated by the government. So the information that Greg gives you, yes, he's out here in California, but the information he gives you is just as good in Kentucky as it is in California. It's just as good in Tennessee. It's just as good in Texas, So again, it's worth coming out and talking to him, because the ultimate key to all of this is, as long as you can justify the need, then you should be able to get it.
And it's true, Mr. Davis, because I think the majority of the state agencies, like the DOR, the TWCs, they get their funding, which was called the Workforce Innovation Act. So you're right. They might implement them different ways, but the baseline requirements are all the same, like Mr. Davis says, based on your needs. So yeah, you're right.
So, I mean, again, and then that's what we're just trying to do. That's one of our goals, is trying to find a better way to do stuff, so an easier way to do things. And is most of the information that's being shared within our groups are people that have already gone through these programs. I mean, that was the whole thing. That was the whole concept behind this. Taking our experiences going through these different programs in the process to get, from being a newly blind to, someone seeking training and all that other kind. Man, there's a whole lot of steps and red tape and brick walls. And I mean, it's just a whole lot of stuff you got to go through. So we created Blind United to trying to find a way to fix all that kind of stuff. And I think we're doing a pretty good job on it. We're still moving forward. We're still finding other ways to do stuff. And like I said, as we find them, what do? We give them to you guys. You know what I'm saying? And we share that with you so we can make your journey a little bit easier. Let you get to the training and resources you need to get to a lot faster. So again, that's what we're all about at Blind United. So come on in, hang out with us.
Yeah, thank you, Ed. And also, before we go, let's talk about our initiative, our Cane Give initiative. So when you see us out in public, and that includes myself, you can give me or Ed a cane that we're gonna put in another blind person's hands that might not be able to obtain a cane, and this is overseas. So if you'd like to know more, info at blindunited.org. Also, you're able to print out a label, put it in the mail, and send it out to us or to You Can Give. So if you'd like to know more information, that's info at blindunited.org.
Jimmy's my guy. You Can't Give, man. He's my hero. He's making sure that blind people around the world are getting canes, and blind people around the world are, having that feeling of independence by having a cane. So, again, that's what we're trying to do, is help him, help everybody else. So that's what Blind United is. We're just a bunch of blind folks united trying to help one another. So that's what we're all about. So, Pedro, George, I appreciate you, my brothers.
You're welcome, and everyone have a good weekend. And Mr. Pedro and Mr. Davis, I appreciate you letting me be on this. And my mic sounds better than yesterday, so
Yeah, way better. You're always welcome, George. It's always great to have you, man.
well, Mr. Davis said I can only come once a week. That's why. So
He puts you in the corner.
yeah, put me on
Pedro,
timeout.
now you get the email just like he does. Do you not see his name there every day?
It's there. It is there.
Don't listen to what George tells you, folks. He make it sound like I'm some kind of mean guy.
No, he's not. Mr. Davis is not. That's one thing I can
We're
tell
just
you.
bantering, guys. We're just bantering back and forth. We love to have fun with you guys too. This is our personalities coming through.
And by the way, I'm sorry to cut you off, Mr. Pedro. Just remember, folks, if you have anyone that's out there that wants to be a part of the show, you can always email Mr. Davis at info@blindunited.org. And also, folks, if you have friends that have maybe X, or which is Twitter, or YouTube, or Facebook, we every day at 10 o'clock, or I'm sorry, 9 o'clock,
Pacific time.
Pacific time, 12 o'clock, whatever it is, 9 o'clock Pacific time. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. So if you have anyone that you know that they say, "Oh, I only have Twitter," let them know we're on Twitter too, or X.
Yeah. Also, for the people that say they don't have no type of social media, there's YouTube.
That's right.
There's
That's
no
right.
excuse,
That's
guys.
right. Mhm.
Come hang out with us. Come have a conversation. If you want to pass some information to the blind community, meaning like if you make contact for the blind community for and got helpful tips, or you got a group or a nonprofit, email us and info at blindunited.org for acquiring a spot in the live.
We're more than welcome to come on and talk about your nonprofit or your YouTube channel, whatever it is you got. And you know what I'm saying? Get you a little advertisement going on. Our numbers are coming up. We're getting quite a few views every day. So you guys might want to take advantage of this free advertisement while it's still free. So
well, it's free. I go.
Okay. On that note, everybody have a great weekend, and we'll see you guys Monday morning. Have a good one.